x minus 1/4 equals a minus 2/7. We have fractions here, 1/4 and 2/7, and whenever we have fractions, we have problems, okay? So if we didn't have any fractions, we have a much easier problem, wouldn't we? So it's okay because of all this to say I do not like or I even hate fractions, okay? Now, if I had mice in my house, I would put out poison to kill the mice, wouldn't you? I don't want to live with mice, do you? And I also don't want to live with fractions. If I can get rid of the fractions, I will. So the idea is to get rid of all the fractions. Get rid of the 1/4 and the 2/7. All right? Now, let's write a little space in between these fractions. And let's put the negative with the 2. All right? Now, we have a denominator of 4 and a denominator of 7. The least common denominator is 28 for those two. If I were to add those, I'd use 28 for my least common denominator. 28 becomes the poison that I'm going to put out to kill all the fractions. Okay, so we put 28 here, here, and here. It even looks like poison because it's in yellow, okay? Now we need to write 28 as a fraction here on all these. 28, which we put on all three of them, and then we write the 28 as a fraction, okay? Now, look at the 28 and the 4. You can divide 28 and 4 by the same number, can't you? I would divide both of 28 and 4 divided by 4. 28 divided by 4 is 7. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Okay? Now look at the 28 and the 7. 28 divided by 7 is, and 7 divided by 7 is, okay, now remember I told you that 28 was the poison. We're going to kill all the fractions. Watch what happens here. I have 28 times x. Do you see a fraction here? No more fractions. I have 7 times 1. You see, we killed the fraction, didn't we? And then I have 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. The 28 was the poison that we used to kill the fractions. No more fractions. We have a lot less problems here. Okay? Now, the number next to the x is 28, but that's the coefficient. We get rid of the coefficient last. So what other number, other than 28, what other number is next to the x? The negative 7. So I'm going to get rid of the negative 7 by adding 7 to both sides. Bring down the 28. We got rid of the negative 7. Bring down the equal signs, and negative 8 and plus 7. If you owe $8, and you pay back 7, you still owe $1. So now my problem is 28x equals negative 1. And I'm going to divide now by that coefficient. Now we're going to divide this by 28 and this by 28. We end up with x equals negative 1 over 28. Negative 1 over 28.